this is a protest and a struggle against racism and injustice, and this is what we are working to eliminate in our organization and in our total struggle.
In our time, everybody's fighting, change coming, yes, that's why it's an acronym for riot. Everybody has a voice, don't you dare stay silent. If you say nothing, you are an accessory to violence. Let these words dry the tears of our people that are crying. We can bring back hope, but not the people that are dying. It's what happens when the people you oppress ask for change in the country that they built, but you've ignored and denied. This is Sandra Bland.
There are new developments in the death of George Floyd, the unarmed black man in Minneapolis who died in police custody. We're hearing from the paramedics who treated him. And now the mayor says he wants the police officer who pressed his knee to Floyd's neck to be prosecuted. CBS's Jeff Begays reports tonight from Minneapolis.
What's going crazy? I'm throwing third on my name like she from the mud. Tell me what that beef about. Nigga, what it really was. Nigga want some fame, want some clout, he want a little buzz. Nigga, you a crib, follow me. I know a lot of blood.
This is a listening party. It's gonna go a little bit different because I mean we're touching on a serious subject right now. There's things that I want to say, and I really hope that no matter your opinion on it, that you stick around and listen at least, just to kind of understand a little bit. And for those who don't agree, which I don't agree that you don't agree, because agreeing to disagree is something that belongs like with pineapple on pizza. Not racism. But please just listen and hear me out. But I also do want to go through these songs.
As we keep our hands up high and scream for justice. Ferguson, rest in peace, Mike Brown, and all the young soldiers out there. God help us. Time to take a stand and save our future. Like we all got shot, we all got shot. Throwing up our hands, don't let them shoot us. Cause we all we got, we all we got. God ain't put us on the earth to get mad, it's murder.
Now, I'm actually shocked by the amount of people. When I say Black Lives Matter, you say All Lives Matter. I'm honestly shocked that we're not all on the same page. And I don't think a lot of you understand what it means when people say Black Lives Matter. It's not saying that only Black lives matter and that your lives don't matter. There's so much on my mind right now that's been jumping around that it's really hard to explain. All you All Lives Matter protesters, it's a protest against Black Lives Matter. That's like going to somebody's birthday party and then saying, hey, wait a minute, wait, I know it's your birthday, but hey, I have a birthday too. He's got a birthday, they have a birthday, like what is so special? What are we celebrating right now? Because we all have birthdays. Just because it's your birthday, we need to celebrate it? That's what it's like when you say All Lives Matter against Black Lives Matter. It's a protest against a protest. Against their protest. And especially coming from white people. What gives you the right to intervene and protest against their protest? What gives you the damn right when you have no idea what it's like to be black? And I know what you're thinking. I have no idea what it's like to be black. But I'm standing to help somebody out. I'm taking a stand. I stand with you. They need our help. I see a lot of posts that piss me off. White people posting shit that's like, we don't owe you anything. It wasn't my family that did it. Did what? Yeah, black people were slaves. They still fucking are. They're not necessarily shackled and picking fucking cotton, but there's a new fucking cotton. They're being treated differently. You drive down the street peacefully in your fucking car, got no worries in the world about what the fuck you're doing, nothing's wrong, your car is completely legal, and you're fine. A black person drives down the street, same exact thing, and they get pulled over for no fucking reason. And then they get pulled out the car. Did nothing wrong. It's simply because of the color of their skin.
We got. God ain't put us on the earth to get murdered. It's murder.
It's the imagery of a white man having his knee on a black man's neck is the symbol of what's been fucking wrong in this country.
Love, forgive me, I've been running blind in truth.
People are fed up. The black generation is done having a white man's knee on their fucking neck.
10 Hail Marys, I meditate for practice. Channel 9 News tell me I'm moving backwards. 8 blacks left, death is around the corner. 7 misleading statements by my persona. 6 headlights waving in my direction. 5-0 asking me what's in my possession. Yeah, I keep running, jumping the aqueducts, fire hydrants and hazardous smoke alarms on the back of us. But mama, don't cry for me, ride for me, try for me, live for me, breathe for me, sing for me. Honestly, guiding me, I can be more than I gotta be. Still from me, lie to me, nation hypocrisy, gold on me, driving me wicked. My spirit inspired me like yeah.
Let me explain this to you, all lives matter people. For those of you who say all lives matter, right? Especially for the women. Say there's a protest, right? Women aren't being treated equally in the job force. Women's doing the same amount of work in the same job as a man's doing, but the man gets paid more money. You go out and you protest. Is it fair for me as a man to say, to discredit your women's equal rights and say all equal rights? And then say, I'm sick of this women's rights shit. It's about all rights. You don't do that because you're fighting for a cause, and I will support you. I would support that. I'd get behind you, I'd back you, because you're fighting for a specific cause. It's just a protest against your protest. Like, I understand what you were trying to say, that yes, all lives are equal. That's what we're trying to do, but all lives aren't equal until Black Lives Matter. All lives don't matter until Black Lives Matter. I'm trying not to be maliciously putting it down your throat, but at the same time, damn. Oh my god, it's driving me crazy. I don't understand how when we say Black Lives Matter, you get mad and say all lives matter. Why are you mad? Because if all lives matter, doesn't that include Black lives? We're just trying to fight for a percentage of lives that aren't being treated equally. So that eventually all lives will matter, because they don't. All lives do matter, but they don't right now. I used to be one of those people that were like, all lives matter. I heard Black Lives Matter. I'm like, well, yeah, Black Lives Matter, but all lives matter. And I was ignorant to it. Of course, all lives matter. But all lives aren't being treated equally. And these lives need our support right now. When I started seeing this movement happen, I saw more people support the cause. And it got me so excited. I was like, this is it. I was like, this is like, people are finally gonna get it. And then I started posting things I'm getting involved. And I post like my experiences on Facebook. I went to a protest and posting them, and then I get all this backlash of people saying, oh, all lives matter. And we don't owe black people shit. And it really bursted my bubble, to be honest with you, because I thought we were making progress. And it was such a sad thing to see. With all you people saying all lives matter. It's like, why do you have to do that? Why? Why do you have to say all lives matter? It's unsaid, of course fucking all lives matter. Why do you have to say that in protest to our protest? It's such a slap in the face. It's like, wow, there are a lot of racist fucking people. And with joining the protests, I've had family members tell me, don't get involved, nothing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna change until we get involved. They were saying protesting's not gonna do anything. I protested back in 2012 for fucking marriage equality. I was out marching in the streets so that same-sex marriages could be a thing. I was fighting for it. I wasn't saying all marriages matter. Who the fuck cares about gay marriage because all marriages matter? I was fighting for gay marriage. Gay marriage is legal. To which Trump is now taking transgenders' rights to health care and revoking it. He wants to pass a bill so that people have the right to refuse health care to transgender people. I'm sorry if this seems like I am angry. I'm really angry. If you don't see it, that all lives matter. That's what I'm trying to do. But we can't get to all lives matter until each and every single person focuses on the problems and injustice that happens with people whose skin is different than you, whose sexual preference is different than you. Another thing I want to say to you people that say all lives matter, y'all believe in abortions? Because I remember a lot of you were protesting outside of Planned Parenthood about women's right to choose whether or not to have an abortion, which I completely agree with. It's your body. You get to choose. Don't all lives matter? If you're going to say all lives matter, then shouldn't you say that you ban abortions? Because if all lives matter, then you would be against abortions, wouldn't you think? So how can you be against abortion saying all lives matter, but yet be against Black Lives Matter and say all lives matter? Like, come on, like... And still I see no changes. Can a brother get a little peace? It's war on the streets and a war in the Middle East. Instead of war on poverty, they got a war on drugs so the police can bother me. I'm shifting to different subjects just to kind of show you what it means when you say all lives matter. You stand there and fight for abortions, but then say all lives matter when it comes to black people. Because when we say Black Lives Matter, it's this picture. How black people have had their neck held down by white people. By this same officer who posted this picture. And you're gonna say it's not a race thing? It's not a race, it's not a racial issue? Another thing I want to get into is the defund the police thing, because a lot of you think when people say defund the police, You're thinking that get rid of police. That's not what we're saying. There's so many communities where there is a low-income black neighborhood where there is no funding to education in the black system, in the black community, and taxes go to funding the police departments. All they're saying is that some of that money can go into black education. Because there is a system, there's a funnel system where lack of funding to education results into poverty. Lack of funding in education results in lesser education than the higher white class has. Where the higher white class goes on to go to Harvard and Princeton and Yale, where the lower class, low income black families with low funding to education, it just doesn't happen. They just want to take some of that funding that's going to police and to go into the black community, which I totally support. I don't believe in completely disfunding the police. We obviously need police. And I think there should be funding into going into more training for police and protocols into what happens. But you know what? Black man doesn't deserve to get pulled over just for being a black man or a black woman. I'm just frustrated. I'm fed up and I'm frustrated. I'm sick of your All Lives Matter shit because, yeah, All Lives Matter, but you're being a fucking asshole. You're protesting against the protest. Do you understand that? You're protesting against the protest by saying that. We're not fucking saying that you don't matter or that all lives don't matter. We're just trying to make Black Lives Matter. That's it. It pisses me off. Like it really, really, really upsets me.
All's my life I has to fight, nigga. All's my life hard times like bad trips like Nazareth. I'm fucked up, homie. You fucked up, but if God got us, then we gon' be alright.
People are fighting for black rights, and you're interrupting that and telling them they're wrong for fighting for black rights and saying that you should fight for everyone's rights. I don't understand how you don't see how that's wrong.
Looking at the world like, where do we go, nigga? And we hate po-po. Wanna kill us dead in the street for sure. Nigga, I'm at the preacher's door. My knees getting weak.
I'm trying to find so many ways to say it, so you can just drill it into your fucking brain. Because I understand you in your thought process of when you say all lives matter, because that is the ultimate goal. Yes, all lives is the ultimate goal. It's the ultimate goal is all lives matter, but all lives don't matter until black lives do.
Motherfucker, you can live at the mall. I can see the evil, I can tell it. I know.
Everybody put 3 fingers in the air. The sky's falling, the wind is calling. Stand for something or die in the morning. Section 80, high power.
I want to share with you an embarrassing story that I have when I was 9 years old. I grew up in Rutland, Vermont. White parents, separated, never married actually, and I had a stepfather. And when I was young, he would tell me jokes, and tell me black jokes or racist jokes, and one of them involved the N-word, which, you know, was kind of a new thing to me at the time, at 9 years old. And I didn't really understand the impact of what that word meant. And I remember having an argument with a black girl in 4th grade. I was 9 years old. And one of my responses was saying to her that I used the N-word. And I got sent to the principal's office. I got suspended from school in 4th grade. And got sent home. My mom was freaking out, and she's like, who told you that word? And I just didn't dare to say who told it to me, but I didn't really understand what I was saying. And to be honest with you, the girl that I was saying it to, I really just kind of had a crush on her. I didn't really understand what I was doing at the time. And it's really unfortunate because I was influenced by an adult who should know better. Like, that word should have never come up in a conversation between a grown man and a 9-year-old. And had that never had happened, I would never have said that to the girl. And that's how racism kind of builds. It's the lack of education or knowledge about a subject that you know nothing about. And I ended up having to, and this is the weird part, is I had to write about 1,000 times, I will not say the word N-word. How is someone making someone write the N-word 1,000 times? I mean, I understand the punishment was to do something that I wasn't enjoying, to learn a lesson, but I really knew, like, that at that point that, like, okay, I should. So going through editing this video, I just kind of want to stop right here really quick. Like, there's so much better informative punishments that could have been made back then. It was the 90s back then, but like researching and instead of writing I will not say the N-word 1,000 times, I could have done a research paper on black culture or slavery or what the N-word means to black people. As a 9-year-old, I just didn't really get it, and like, this is something that would have helped a lot more. Definitely in those learning years, it would have stuck with me a lot longer. But then again, it's a learning curve, and I realize that now. But I mean, it just goes to show you, in that time we hadn't gotten things straight yet, and like, it's taking years to get things straight. I'm sorry for interrupting the video, but I just, like, I kind of wanted to throw that in there, that like the punishment was very fucking stupid. Listen to adults, because not all adults know what the hell they're talking about. That was one of the first times where I was like, you know what? Everything people are feeding me is not exactly true, and that I need to decide for myself what is healthy and what's not, and what to stand for, and what to say and what not to say. Which I guess you could say, if I'm capable of thinking of something like that, then I should know that saying the N-word to a black girl in 4th grade is probably not the best thing to say, but I didn't. We pick and choose, we learn, we grow. And that was one of those situations. And I think about it all the time. I've thought about it ever since it happened.
I remember you was conflicted, misusing your influence. Sometimes I did the same, abusing my power full of resentment that turned into a deep depression. Found myself screaming in the hotel room. I didn't want to self-destruct. The evils of Lucy was all around me. So I went running for answers until I came home. But that didn't stop survivor's guilt. Going back and forth trying to convince myself the stripes I earned. Or maybe how A1 my foundation was. But while my loved ones was fighting a continuous war back in the city, I was entering a new one. A war that was based on apartheid and discrimination. Made me want to go back to the city and tell the homies what I learned. The word was respect. Just because you wore a different game color than mine doesn't mean I can't respect you as a black man. Forgetting all the pain and hurt we caused each other in these streets. If I respect you, we unify and stop the enemy from killing us. But I don't know. I'm no mortal man. Maybe I'm just another nigga. Shit, that's all I wrote. I was gonna call it another nigga, but it ain't really a poem. I just felt like it's something you probably could relate to. Other than that, now that I finally got a chance to holler at you, I always wanted to ask you about a certain situation, about a metaphor actually. You spoke on the ground. What you mean by that? What the ground represent?
The ground is gonna open up and swallow the evil.
Right.
That's how I see it. My word is born. I see, and the ground is a symbol for the poor people.
Right.
The poor people is gonna open up this whole world and swallow up the rich people. Because the rich people gonna be so fat and they're gonna be so appetizing. You know what I'm saying? Wealthy, appetizing. The poor gonna be so poor and hungry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be, there might be some cannibalism out this month, but they might eat the rich. You know what I'm saying?
Alright, so let me ask you this then. Do you see yourself as somebody that's rich or somebody that made the best of their own opportunities?
I see myself as a natural born hustler, a true hustler in every sense of the word. I took nothing, I took the opportunities. I worked at the most menial and degrading job and built myself up so I could get into where I owned it. I went from having somebody manage me to me hiring the person that works my management company. I changed everything. I realized my destiny in a matter of 5 years, you know what I'm saying? And made myself a millionaire.
Right.
I made millions for a lot of people. Now it's time to make millions for myself, you know what I'm saying? I made millions for the record companies. I made millions for these movie companies. Now I make millions for us.
And through your different avenues of success, how would you say you managed to keep a level of sanity?
By my faith in God, by my faith in the game, and by my faith in all good things come to those that stay true.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was happening to me for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I was noticing shit. I was punching the right buttons, and it was happening. So it's no problem. You know, I mean, it's a problem, but I'm not finna let them know. I'm finna go straight through.
Would you consider yourself a fighter at heart or somebody that only reacts when their back is against the wall?
Shit, I like to think that at every opportunity I've ever been threatened with resistance, it's been met with resistance. And not only me, but it goes down my family tree. You know what I'm saying? It's in my veins to fight back.
Alright, well, how long you think it take before niggas be like, we fighting a war, I'm fighting a war I can't win, and I want to lay it all down?
In this country, a black man only have like 5 years we can exhibit maximum strength. And that's right now, while you a teenager, while you still strong, while you still want to lift weights, while you still want to shoot back. Because once you turn 30, it's like they take the heart and soul out of a man, out of a black man in this country. And you don't want to fight no more. And if you don't believe me, you can look around. You don't see no loudmouth 30-year-old motherfuckers.
That's crazy, because me being one of your offsprings of the legacy you left behind, I can truly tell you that it's nothing but turmoil going on. So I wanted to ask you, what you think is the future for me and my generation today?
I think that niggas is tired of grabbing shit out the stores And next time it's a riot, it's gonna be like bloodshed, for real. I don't think America know that. I think America think we was just playing. It's gonna be some more playing, but it ain't gonna be no playing. It's gonna be murder. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like Nat Turner, 1831, up in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen.
That's crazy, man. In my opinion, the only hope that we kind of have left is music and vibrations. A lot of people don't understand how important it is. Sometimes I can get behind a mic and I don't know what type of energy I'm gonna push out or where it comes from. It trips me out sometimes.
Because the spirits. We ain't even really rapping. We just letting our dead homies tell stories for us.
I wanted to read one last thing to you. It's actually something a good friend had wrote, describing my world. It says, the caterpillar is a prisoner to the streets that conceived it. Its only job is to eat or consume everything around it in order to protect itself from this mad city. While consuming this environment, the caterpillar begins to notice ways to survive. One thing it notices is how much the world shuns him, but praises the butterfly. The butterfly represents the talent, the thoughtfulness, and the beauty within the caterpillar. But having a harsh outlook on life, the caterpillar sees the butterfly as weak and figures out a way to pimp it to his own benefits. Already surrounded by this mad city, the caterpillar goes to work on the cocoon, which institutionalizes him. He can no longer see past his own thoughts. He's trapped. While trapped inside these walls, certain ideas take root, such as going home and bringing back new concepts to this mad city. The result? Wings begin to emerge, breaking the cycle of feeling stagnant. Finally free, the butterfly sheds light on situations that the caterpillar never considered, ending an internal struggle. Although the butterfly and caterpillar are completely different, they are one and the same. What's your perspective on that? Pop. Pop. Pop.